Hi guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Nikita, and on this channel we talk about all things bookish with a special focus on South Asian stories and South Asian literature. I know it's been a while, but I'm back with another video, and this is a bit of an ambitious one. Today we're tackling my TBR. You can't see the whole cart, but it's a massive cart, and probably got like 20 books on here that I have been buying and not reading. So today I have my friends with me. Say hi, guys. And I've had them pick out one book from this TBR cart that I absolutely have to read in the next couple of months. So we're going to bring them on and they're going to share with you which book they think I should read. And hopefully I can get through it and make a dent in this really massive TBR. So, what book do you have, and why do you think I will like it?
Hi, I'm Sanam. The book I've picked is called The Strange Disappearance of a Bollywood Star. The reason I've picked this book is I think this author is fairly new, Vasim Khan. So I don't think Nikita has read a book of his before. So it's probably going to be a way to get into a new author's writing. The second thing is, if you know something about Nikita, is that she loves cringe Bollywood movies and she also really likes thrillers. So I think this will be a great combination of the two together. And I'm also quite curious about it. So I'm hoping she reads it soon enough and tells me whether it's worth the read.
Yeah, I'm glad you picked this one. So we read this together on the channel. This is part two of a detective series. Okay, so it starts off. It's set in Mumbai. So it's a cop. He retires, and when he retires, he decides to be a private detective, and he has like a baby Ganesh agency. That's what it's called because he has a pet elephant, and the pet elephant is called Ganesh, and his pet elephant helps him solve crimes. It's so cute. So if you like Agatha Christie, yeah, like old school, like colonial India type of mysteries, this is written very much like that. It's a bit dense too. That's why it's so big, but it's very cute. It's a very cute setting. And I guess this story takes place in Bollywood. So the first one was just a random murder. So yeah, yay, we have our first book.
I'll go next. Hi, my name's Eamon, and I picked Halal Sex, The Intimate Lives of Muslim Women in North America for Nikki to read. I picked this because it actually is kind of like an anthology of a few different stories, and I think it would be an easier read as well, just kind of flipping through different people's stories. And then the other factor is because I'm Muslim, so I'd love to kind of know from your perspective as someone who's not Muslim about these people's stories. And then the other thing is that I was just reading the back of it, and I think it has quite a few different perspectives. So it has people who are Muslim but Nigerian, which is very different from my experience, people who are lesbian, people from different socioeconomic backgrounds. So it seems kind of interesting to just know about what their experience is like navigating sex. And then I think it would be kind of an interesting take to bring into your own life and talk about other people with. So yeah, I want you to read this.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, this book has been on my list for a long time too. I just love the cover. Like it is so minimal. And yeah, I randomly saw this at Indigo like last year and I got it because I like that it's like a nonfiction because it's an anthology. And you don't have to read it in one go. So you can just read different stories at any given time. Sometimes with books, I don't like to know too much going into them because I just want to be pleasantly surprised. So I actually didn't let myself read the back of this. I just read the description on Goodreads a little bit that it's an anthology and I got it. So I want to go into it completely blind. But maybe we could do this for a book club at one point. But this is nice. Yeah. Okay, two books. Okay, they're both pretty. Second one is skinny. The first one is big. I'm going to be doing a lot of reading for the next little while.
Hi, everybody. My name is Chandni, and I picked a book called Rock, Paper, Scissor by Alice Feeney. She is a British author, and it sounds like the book is about a couple that is in an unhappy marriage, decided to spend a weekend in the Scottish Highlands. The reason why I picked this book for Nikita is because I know that she gets very inspired by places by reading books and always takes notes of interesting things to see. And I know that Scotland is on her list of travel. So I'm hoping that she'll get some interesting sights to see for sure, despite the psychological thriller that's in there as well. And at first glance, it does sound like there's a lot of secrets and a suspense that might be interesting to know. So looking forward to it.
Yeah. I am. Thank you. I'm so glad you picked this one because I have actually started it and I'm like 19% through on my Kobo. And it's so good. It's like it's a closed door mystery. So it's a couple. They go to a random church that's been converted into an Airbnb during a snowstorm up in Scotland. And obviously all the sketchy stuff, they don't know who like the host is. There's nobody there, but feels like there's somebody there, and they're both in on it. And what's interesting about it is the husband, he has that condition, the medical condition, I forget the name of it, where you can't recognize people's faces. Something proper proper I'm gonna no, that's being paralyzed. I'm gonna put it here. Okay, so basically he can't recognize people's faces. So whenever he sees someone's face, their features are not fully aligned. So it adds like an element of mystery because he's been married to this woman for 10 years, but he doesn't actually like know what she looks like. He can't pick her out in a crowd. So I'm hoping that the story also has a little bit more to do with that. And it's set in Scotland, and I have been wanting to go to Scotland, so maybe I'll get some ideas. Not the creepy vibes, but some good ideas of what to see. Okay, this list is growing. Okay, what do we have next?
Hi, everyone. My name is Neethi, and I chose The Book of Lost Names by Kristen Harmel for Nikki to read. So the reason I did this is because, firstly, it's a historical fiction. I personally love historical fictions. Yeah, and I know Nikita's favorite genre is also historical fiction, or one of, rather. I thought it'd be a really good summer read because it is based in Europe, Second World War era. And then it kind of goes from present day Florida to back then, fun little summer stuff. But not long ago, Nikita actually said a good book makes you feel a range of emotions. And based on the quick description I read, this definitely seems like something that's going to take you through that. So, although a little bit of a tearjerker, I think it's going to be a good one.
Yay, thank you. Yeah, I am also excited about this one because I do like historical fiction and anything that's set in Europe. Like, yeah, I'll read it. I'll read anything that's set in Europe. Honestly, somebody's grocery list that's set in Europe, I'll read it. So, and this one's not even that long actually, and I haven't read anything by this author. If any of you guys have read this one, there's gonna be, I know you can't really see, there's gonna be an image up on screen of it, but let me know. I haven't read anything by her. I haven't read much that's set in World War II anyway. Where is this set? Paris, I'm guessing, because there's, yeah, 1942, Paris. Oh, okay, when the Jews were fleeing. Yeah, so it's going to be really good, for sure. Cool. Okay, and the last one.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is RP, and I picked a book called The Guilt Pill by Samia Dave. And I picked it because I feel like it's very relatable to like any modern day woman who, is trying to juggle it all, have the career, have ambition, have, motherhood. And it's also on my TBR list. And the plot also kind of reminds me a little bit about the Substance movie. So I thought it'd be a cool read.
Yeah, I haven't read or I haven't watched the Substance movie, but I am looking forward to this one because this is a new release. It actually just came out a couple of weeks ago. And we have read, blanking on the name of the other book by this author, but Good Brown Women, I think it was called. We read it together last year here on my channel. And this is what she takes a pill, right, to make her guilt go away. Yeah, that's sort of the thing. So it's like a woman who's living with a lot of guilt, like a lot of women do. And essentially, there's a pill. You take the pill, and then your guilt goes away, and then you get to lead a guilt-free life, and what that looks like. So, I think that sounds cool, right? Yeah, we all need that pill. We all need that pill. So it's gonna be nice. So we have a pretty big TBR here. We've got 5 books to read. So it definitely makes a dent in my TBR cart. So if you want to hear my thoughts about these books, come back in a month or so, and hopefully I would have read them. And I'm going to share my ratings and what I thought of them. I already know there's a couple in here that I already think I'm really, really going to like. And I think I might be surprised by the other 2, but this is nice. At least I have these guys holding me accountable because these books were just collecting dust. So thanks, you guys, for being here and for doing this with me. All right, see you guys in the next video. Let me know down below what books have you been putting off, and maybe, you know what, we can hold each other accountable here. So grab a book from your TBR cart or your TBR list that you've been putting off for some time. Let me know which one it is. Let's maybe try reading it together, okay? And if you didn't know, I'm going to be linking my Goodreads down below, as well as my Fable. I have a book club that I moderate over on Fable. You're always welcome to join. Like I said, we try to read inclusive stories with a special focus on South Asian stories as well. So the Fable Book Club does tend to veer more in the South Asian direction, but if you're curious, come join us. We like to read books together and discuss them. That's pretty much the vibe of this channel. Okay, thanks everyone. See you soon. Bye.